Hey, everybody. We are back in the Thrive Well podcast studio, and we're with the one and the only broker, Stephanie Sacco. Thank you.
Thank you.
So before real estate, what was life like?
So life was busy. Life was 6 kids.
That's amazing.
Anywhere through preschool up through college. And I managed the house, of course.
6 kids.
5 girls.
Unbelievable.
And 1 boy.
5 girls and 1 boy.
Mm-hmm. Wow. My little angels at the end.
Of course. The boy, the baby boy, loved on by all his sisters. Mm-hmm. What a lucky guy.
I know.
Truly. Okay, so 6 kids, holy hell, amazing work in itself. That's unbelievable.
Thank you.
Family business is the hardest business, in my opinion. Like, that's so much coordination, so much elevation, problem solving all the time. So 6 kids. How many years apart are the kids?
Basically, the first 4 are 2 years apart. So boom, boom, boom. And then 3 in those last couple that weren't really
just like,
planned.
Here we are. We're doing it again
like,
and again and again.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're running the household, running a massive family. I mean, that's a family of 8 without friends and boyfriends and girlfriends getting involved, which doubles the size, I imagine.
Yes.
So where did you live? Where were you guys from?
We lived in Troy.
Okay.
And everybody went to the same elementary school. We had 18 years in the same elementary school.
Oh my gosh.
I basically had my own parking spot like right at the door.
Yes.
And then all of the girls did cheerleading.
Okay.
So I became their coach from the time they were in kindergarten. So I ended up coaching in the school system and then with the youth groups. So we did that for 13 years.
Wow.
In Troy. And then we eventually moved to Lake Orion.
Okay.
Built a house.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you guys do lake stuff?
No.
No, not lake people.
A little bit. Like we walked to the lake, got poison ivy.
Yeah.
Did fun stuff like that.
So much fun. Let's never do that again.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
So then you're in Lake Orion. At what point do you say, I'm going to become a real estate agent?
So right before we moved, my youngest went into 5th grade. I started to get a few through college. And it was just, I was getting bored, right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't coaching anymore. My daughters were getting older and it was time to step away. And my father was a builder. So I'm really handy with a drill.
Nice.
I know everything about housing and about, DIY projects, your mom, your home, you're painting, you're fixing, you're doing things constantly. Yes. And then my husband started flipping some houses.
Oh, okay.
Him and his brother-in-law. And of course I have the kids, so there's not much I can do to help.
Yep.
But so he starts doing that. And we're always interested in real estate. I had bought and sold like 4 houses in Troy by myself.
Oh.
Just for sale by owner, bought them for sale by, so back and forth. I don't know why, it just worked.
Yeah.
And he kept saying, you should be a realtor. You should go. And I'm like, no, I don't have time for that. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then one day, I do not know what hit me. I woke up, snapped my fingers and said, I'm going to do this. What a good idea I thought of. I'm going to be a realtor because it's flexible. Mm-hmm. Because I can raise my 6 children and it can be flexible and I can work part-time. And so I went online and looked up a course randomly. I thought, let me do the 5-day course.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that 6-week BS.
Yeah, heck no. Crash.
I do the 5 days in a row. And it was right before spring break. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I can squeeze this in real quick.
Yeah.
Husband out of town. Son breaks his arm.
Oh my God.
We're at Children's Hospital, and I'm in this
course.
8 a.m. to 5 p.m. class for 5 days
the
straight.
physical one. You're actually going to the build. Okay, same. I did the exact same thing.
Right before COVID.
Oh my gosh.
Now, mind you, I don't know this. Everyone in the class had already failed multiple times the test.
Okay.
So she asks some question at the end about, do you recommend this class? Mm-hmm. I write, hell no.
Oh no.
No one in their right mind should ever try to learn real estate in a week. Like,
right.
I'm an adult woman. I've been through college. I can pull this off even with 6 kids, but this isn't normal.
Right.
This is a bad idea. Never do this again. And she asks me after she reads it, she's like, really? She's like, this is a review, Stephanie.
Oh my gosh. You're like, yeah, 1 star.
I said, you should have told me this was a review class and not the actual.
Oh, this is a review
It was
class.
like for people who failed. You're not really supposed to take it in a week, she said.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I don't know. I'm like,
Okay.
well, whatever. I agree. No one should ever do this. No human in their right mind should ever do this.
Okay.
Anyways, I studied for the weekend, took the test on Monday, passed,
Nice.
went to Punta Cana a couple days later for the
Living
spring
your
break.
life. Yeah.
Come back, and now I'm a realtor. Boom.
Boom. You're real. Okay. So what year are we in?
2017.
2017. So you have at least 3 years in there before COVID hits.
Yes.
What was the beginning of your career like?
So the beginning of my career was my broker, who was like a one-stop shop. He had already been associate brokers all over the place, had big companies, and he was downsizing. And I said, I'm going to work with you. So what it looked like was he left and went to Florida, and he was like, here you go. Here's my business.
Here it is.
Have fun.
Okay. Was this year one? 2017.
This was like a couple months into it.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I didn't know how to write a contract. I didn't know how to read a contract. I didn't know
You know
anything about
just
anything.
enough to be dangerous.
I know just enough on I've never opened a lockbox before.
Yeah, right.
That's all I knew.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And he left me
Okay.
with all of his clients.
Wow.
And I really didn't have any resources because, this was an all-knowing man.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
assisted
Just been in the
for-
business forever, right? Yeah.
30 years in the business. Best mentor, known to man, available 24/7 for my questions. But the best part was I always say, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what my questions were, right?
Yeah.
Wrote my first offer that was a condo. Did not know that there was something called a condo addendum.
Yes. Okay.
So it was that kind of learning.
It was like, oh, wow. You didn't tell me that. And he's like, why would I? You
He's
got to learn.
laughing.
Yeah. You got to
like,
learn.
look at it. And I'm like, okay, we're going to do this. So
Amazing. So first year is like feet to the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Thrown to the wolves. You're just figuring it out live as you're going through it, which does not surprise me at all.
Yep.
You're an absolute go-getter. Okay, so first year it's just crash course.
Yep.
You're just in it, you're doing it. Now, does it change over time? 18 and 19, did anything change other than did your business pick up?
my business picked up. I think the hardest part for me was the shift. Everyone looked at me as Stephanie, the mom of 6 kids, cheer coach.
Yeah.
And I wore, my little Lululemon workout, and I was the gymnastics coach. Any question you had about a sports injury, that's how people saw me.
Yeah.
So now I had to shift that perspective on now you need to see me as a real estate expert. Mm-hmm. And I never did social media prior to becoming a realtor. I wasn't on Facebook, Instagram, nothing.
Oh.
So I didn't even understand the platform,
Yeah.
let alone use it. I had no friends. I didn't know how to get friends.
Right.
I didn't know what to say.
You're like, what is this?
And so the most interesting part about real estate was becoming a marketing expert on myself because I'm all by myself.
Yep.
Small boutique brokerage. Nobody was handling headshots. No one was helping me with creating an open house flyer.
Right. Right.
I didn't know but I was creative.
Everything's from scratch.
And all of my stuff always looked different because I had a different eye.
Yeah.
And I didn't use anybody's platform because I refused to spend money on anything.
Yeah.
So I was creating on PowerPoint.
Right.
And Word, dragging things in. And the one thing that I did very well was when I didn't understand something, I would go on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I wasn't on TikTok. Mm-hmm. And I would Google it. So I'd listen to podcasts 24 hours a day. I didn't know what I was doing. So then I would stop. I'd listen to it in the car and my workouts, and I would Google it.
Beautiful.
And that's how I learned.
Yeah. Gosh, wouldn't you like to just bottle up that go-getter attitude and grit and be like, can you just drink some of this before we start doing the thing together?
I would love to.
That would be amazing. Because that's the way it should be. Being resourceful. Saying like, I know the information's out there. I know I am fully capable. I'm going to go find it. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do it in between workouts and when I'm driving and dragging things onto a Word doc and PowerPoint. Why not?
It was literally, and to this day, I work 18 hours a day. It was 18 hours a day of learning real estate inside and out by myself, finding resources, and then attempting it. And if I failed, it didn't matter. I got right back up and did it again.
Yep.
There's nothing better than failing, to be quite honest.
Right. Best lessons.
Yes.
I have a mentor that tells me there is no failure. There is only feedback. That's
a
it.
much better way to put it.
Yeah. Because and it makes sense, right? We're saying the same thing. You win or you learn, and everything in
100%.
between is worthy of it. Like, doesn't matter. I love that. So, okay. So you're winning in real estate. You're working your ass off. You're figuring it out. Your business is growing. Talk to us about any new agent listening. What can they expect first year? What did you end up doing from a sales standpoint first year, second year, third year, and just ballpark?
So first year, I think the most frustrating part is you get connected to people, lenders, other people in the industry, veteran realtors, maybe your mentor. You got Aunt Cindy, who used to be somewhat,
Oh, yes.
You get all of this coming in at you. It's kind of like being a teenager with everybody telling you what to do. So you have all this advice, and it's uncomfortable because you're not used to it.
Yeah.
And these people have been in the business 20 years. They're successful. They're top of the line. You're like, oh my God, I have to do this. I have to make videos right now. I have to send letters right now and tell you all about my family and put a family photo in there.
Right.
And don't ask for a business, but ask for business.
Right.
And then you have to put these posts out where you're holding a mug. And I mean, you're like, what?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
It's a lot of information.
And it's overwhelming and you feel inadequate. So the first year is about learning what you're comfortable with and moving past that, right? Dig in a little, get your comfort zone, and then keep trying. All of these things, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, out of all this advice that comes to you. And you'll find your niche, which I did. I did a few videos. I'm like, that's not my thing.
Not my thing. Okay.
Not doing it.
Yeah.
Not my thing. I don't need to show you a bathroom. Some people thought it was great. It was too uncomfortable for me. So I did posts. I liked that.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm much better with that. So finding your position and what makes you comfortable, I think just helps you grow organically. I
agree. Well, because you can sustain it, right? If it's not authentic, if it's something that's against your grain of who you are, you can't sustain that for very long. And that's where you get that agent that's up, down, because they're just trying all the things. Okay, so we're now hitting pandemic. You now are overseeing an entire brokerage. You're running the brokerage, Michigan Power Brokers. You've got agents working with you. What does that look like?
Frightening. Everyone is frightened. They're scared out of their minds for their own lives.
Yeah.
So much uncertainty in the world. And I'm like, well, I have to feed my family.
Right.
So if we're going to buy a house virtually today. And so I continued to sell houses all through the pandemic while I put my gas mask on and go to Myers.
Yes.
And there was, it was overwhelming to be a leader in the family, calming my family, my children, creating a bunker of such in the home, and then also still trying to be motivating, like, no, you're going to eat.
Yes.
We're still selling real estate. Clients still need homes. We're not stopping for this. We're essential.
Yes.
Right? This is an essential part of life, and we're going to kick ass. And that's just what we did.
Right.
I did not, there was nothing about it that I let COVID stop me at all.
I think the most important thing that I hope people are hearing, and especially moms who are like thinking about real estate, maybe they're a hobbyist in real estate. They only do it once a year or twice a year or whatever it is. Listening to how you have to lead your family and how that was a complete parallel to saying, I'm going to rise up in my career in the exact same manner. I got to do what I need to do here at home, create safety, security, continue to make progress. That's the exact same thing that professional agents did during the pandemic. They said, I'm not going to be held back. I'm not non-essential. I can do this. Virtual showings, virtual buying, virtual listings. We can do this. And you did it. So 2020, 2021, and let's say by 2022, we started to definitely get back to a more stabilized way of living. Was there any significance to what you went through during that period of time? Did your business exponentially grow?
It most certainly did, because people saw me continuing to be motivated and push through and help people. And again, the social media helps, especially when we're in that pandemic. And people are now starting to think about their needs differently, right? Housing changes. Housing needs changed because now we're thinking, I want to work at home. Either I'm scared or whatever. Things looked different. And I think that as they saw me adapt my family, we ended up doing a YouTube channel.
You did?
Yeah, my family did. My daughters were bored out of their minds, so we did this YouTube channel.
Oh, so cool.
So they kind of saw how things adapted. And I think that continuing to push through and making sure that my voice was out there helped people stay connected to me as we came out of the pandemic and kind of flowed towards our new normal.
Yep.
So everything that happened was quite positive and helped continue to propel me forward.
It's amazing. Amazing. And I'm sure the agents that worked with you were so grateful to have a leader that was spearheading, that was saying, we're not going to sit down and take unemployment. We're going to get out there and do what is needed for the public, for the consumer that still needs to make progress in life. I look at real estate all the time, and I don't know if you do this, but I look at the fact of what we do for buyers, sellers, whether it's an investor buying, investor selling, or just your regular Joe Schmo like me, buying and selling a home for my family. And I think about how monumental of a decision that actually is. And it's easy for us as professionals that do it hundreds and hundreds, leading to thousands of times within just a couple of years. And these people are only doing it once, twice, 5 times in their lifetime. And oftentimes we skip over how important it is, right? That we are helping them make progress in one way or another. I was just teaching a class the other day, and I said, no matter what we are doing with a client, whether it's a divorcee or a death in the family, and that is what is initiating the move, what we do is good. We're helping people make progress through property. That's what we do all day, every day.
100%.
So I love that you continued during the pandemic, because that was our catalyst as business owners to say, we got to get outside the box of people saying you can't, it's not acceptable, you should go on unemployment, get rid of your employees, cut all expenses, just go isolation. That's what you should do.
Makes no sense.
Yeah. Okay. So as we're coming out of the pandemic, and you're still working 18-hour days, I assume. Mm-hmm. Okay. So now after doing that for years, and I know there are tons of top producers, broker owners out there that can relate to that. I know when I was full on producing, I could relate to that 18-hour day and just nonstop. What is something that you've come to realize over the last, let's say, couple of years? I would assume you've started to think about, is 18 hours a day something I can keep up with?
No, which is exactly why I'm here with you. I had to give up so many things. Mm-hmm. But again, you're creating a business.
Yeah.
And we've had many businesses created in my family.
Yes.
My husband's self-employed. My parents are self-employed. We don't know any other way except to just kick down that door and just go, go, go. So and my family understood the prioritization that I did with my time while I was there for them. Some things lacked. They had to step up. They weren't used to it.
Yeah.
I mean, mommy was home for how many years?
Right.
Until my youngest was 11 or 12.
Okay.
So that
this is middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I now had kids in their early 20s.
Yeah.
They still are calling me, I forgot my gym shoes. Or, hey, can you bring me Chipotle at lunch? Or can we go get Starbucks? Let's get our nails done. It breaks your heart to say, I can't. I can't. I'm building a business. I'm building a brand.
Yeah.
I'm building myself. I'm growing. I'm changing. I'm becoming a new person. I mean, to identify outside of the home once you've only identified within the home.
Right.
I mean, that's a huge shift.
Huge.
And you have to be able to own it. So you think it, you live it, you breathe it. So it's a lot.
Yeah, that's a massive transition in itself, going from full on family business. And that's what I would call, 6 kids and a husband. That is no small feat. That's a lot of work, a lot of coordination, a lot of problem solving. To go from that to a professional in the world of work would be completely different. They have to relearn all new patterns and new ways of serving themselves and being more independent, like you said, and stepping up. So as you've gone through that and seen the sacrifices that we all make them, and then realize okay, I could keep, of course, you're doing it. You have capacity to continue that route.
Yes. It's not what I should be doing because I built my brand.
Yes.
I built my name. I built my reputation. My clients are happy and I work really on referral base. So I'm established. So now I have to learn how to now take a breath and go, okay, now let's try balance. I don't think I'll ever be balanced.
Yeah.
However, doing my own paperwork and being out on the road and doing my own research and doing client follow-up and interacting with my clients, because these are now my friends.
Right.
Some of these people are part of my families. I get a Snapchat from one of my clients every morning with her son.
Oh my God.
And that son was in her belly when we were house hunting in Ferndale.
Oh my goodness.
It is the highlight of my day. And so in order to be a full person and follow through with the things that are important to me with real estate, I have to let go of some of the responsibility that I've put on myself as I built my business and brokerage.
Yes.
So I take the brokerage, I come to you, and I look at your systems, right? I'm one person that guides the other agents.
Yes.
I don't expect all those agents to work like me.
Right.
And it's not fair to think that they should. Not everybody is willing to do that.
Right.
And so if I find systems that are better, if I find we've got all of these things in place that are going to help us get our life back. And so that's why I chose to come here, because I cannot continue this. I will burn out.
Right.
My family will burn out.
Right. That's not worthy.
No.
That's not why you came here.
No.
And if we go back in history, this is one of my favorite things to do. It's the same for me. I came here for the exact same reasons. Oh, I can be more present with my family instead of corporate America. And I can choose when I work. And it's going to be so flexible and easy. And I could probably make more money, but we'll see. Who knows? And then all of a sudden you find yourself on that hamster wheel because you are capable. And people like you and me who are highly driven, highly competitive, the second you get a taste of, whoa, my effort meets my income, holy shit.
Yeah.
You're just like,
You're
yes,
unstoppable.
I want more. I want to see how far I can take this when the bet's on me. And then you realize, I've lost touch with the entire reason why I'm here. And I've lost touch with actually who I want to become and what I want to become. So I love that you, I believe wholeheartedly, I've been in conversations like this for years, and it takes an incredibly intelligent person and courageous person to say, oh, I can think bigger than where I'm at right now. Like, you bet your ass, I get it, I see it, and now let me figure out a way where I can wrap my head around it and make it happen. And I think I commend you for that. And I've definitely spoken to all of your people and said, like, what a leader you have. It takes a real leader to say, what is best for the greater good here? What is best for all of us? Not just me, but all of us. Like, you clearly have capacity to work 18-hour days. Will it lead to you burning out and sacrificing things that will ultimately lead to regret? Yes, of course. You know this.
Yes.
We all know this. But it can be done differently. And you're talking about balance. So I think we should talk about this, because balance is one of my most favorite subjects. We have a program here at Thrive called Thrive Well. This is the Thrive Well podcast. So it'll perfect segue into ending where we're going to end with this. We believe that if you can get body being balance, which we refer to as rhythm, and business in alignment and synergy for yourself individually, that's the most highest form of thriving. Like, that's it right there. Not just I make a shit ton of money, I'm great at what I do, and everything else sucks. Like, my marriage is falling apart, my kids hate me, I hate myself, but it's working over here.
Right.
But if you can get all four of those things in alignment, like, that's a rhythm that is worthwhile. And so when we talk balance, it's like harmonizing. How can I harmonize all these aspects of my life, my heart, my soul, my thoughts, my desire to win and make great money to provide for the people I care the most about? That requires rhythm. And so if I could look at what you've been doing, you've been surging at work to create that opportunity. And that's acceptable. That's courageous, right? That's saying, I know what I'm going to sacrifice to do this, but it's for all of you. And I know this, right? And I want this for you. And then to say, okay, now that I've done that, I've established myself, like you said, I can pull back and create a new rhythm to surge personally. And still my business is in flux. It's in motion. It's going to work because now I have resources, tools, and a foundation to plug into. And it's going to keep going because I'm still serving that business, but it doesn't require as much of my time. And that's what we want to make true for you. That's what Thriving Well will create for you, so that you can then go, yeah, I have capacity to work 18 hours a day, but I don't have to. I don't need to. I do as I please. Some days I work longer than others, and other days I'm gone and out of town for 30 days.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to go out of town with my family and not be on the phone the entire time.
Yes.
Or go to, I have a grandson, right? So
yes.
Maybe he'll have a soccer game where in the past 7 years, I've been on my phone through every baseball game. That's not fair.
Yes.
You need to be present for your children, present for your family, for yourself.
Yes.
And so I always tell my kids, there's strength in numbers, right? So always strength in numbers. On your own, you can do it.
Yeah.
How hard is it going to be? How hard are you going to truck through the mud? What are you going to do? But coming here, the strength that it's going to give me is incredible. I already feel it.
Good.
The resources are incredible. And it's going to give me an outlet to grow in every single aspect and find that thriving balance, that Thrive Well.
That's beautiful. I love it. I have vivid memories myself of being at my kids' soccer games and just pacing, walking back and forth on the phone the whole time.
Yep.
And then I think I'm done. I put it down and like, I'm coming. It's fine. I was watching the whole time. And then I get back to the bleachers and I'm like, just one more minute. A call came in, a text came in. Every time. And Justin, my husband, the same exact thing, except for the image for him is his father, who's an entrepreneur, did the exact same thing. He's like, every single soccer game, my dad was on his phone or wasn't able to be present. He's like, now I get it. Now I understand. But I don't want to repeat that. So I think it's a beautiful thing. I'm excited for you to be like, I'm at a soccer game, didn't pick my phone up once. In fact, I left that piece in the car and we're thriving over here. I'm so pumped. Well, thank you. Thanks for joining us here. Is there anything we missed that you want to chat about? No, we're good. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I think what I'd love to end with is if we could share with everybody, when I just described thriving well with you, what would you say would be an opportunity for other people to see what you see?
At Thrive, people don't know what they're missing, because I can say this. I did this on my own. Every single department and resource that you have, I did on my own.
Yes.
And it's like when you try to be a mom 100% of the time, try to work, try to be a wife, try to be a daughter, try to be a best friend. It's too many things. And you're trying to put 100% into everything. It literally isn't going to work.
Right.
Something will suffer. So my social media will suffer. My client retention will suffer. My follow-up will suffer. Something's going to suffer because I don't have things implemented in systems. And even if I did, it would take me too long and then I would lose my business to implement these. So to come here means that you're utilizing the resources that you have set in place, because that's your job. Your job is to make this a platform for people to thrive. I see that. I'm living it now. And I'm seeing how taking little pieces off my plate is going to allow me to just grow and expand in any area I can.
Beautiful. I know the other day we were talking and you're like, I'm not working right now. I'm actually not working right now.
I was like, I hosted a birthday party.
Yes, you did.
For my sister-in-law. And I actually was like, I'm going to go to Party City. Like, what is that? Like, if it's not at Kroger, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
Right? Because
it's a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
That's what we have time for.
I'm going to buy a gift. I'm going to make some eggs. I made eggs.
Yes. You cooked.
Like, yes, in this casserole thing. And that's because I order things.
Yes.
Back in the day, stay-at-home mom, you made 3 meals a day.
We talked about this. Yes. So you're like, I don't cook anymore.
No, I don't cook. I miss cooking, but I did. And everybody loved it. And so, no, I didn't work for a hot second. I did have heart palpitations.
No doubt. It's going to be a lot of unwinding.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean I don't want to work. I want to work.
Yes.
I love to work. I don't want it to be an uphill battle every day.
Yep. And I think that's an important factor. This isn't about you pulling back on the amount of work. It's you pulling back on the things you work on. So for instance, your clients don't know that behind the scenes, there are hundreds and hundreds of tasks for a realtor to do. And that's why it's a misconceived perception, right? That's why the general public is like, oh, the realtors get paid too much. They don't get to see all the things we do behind the scenes, pre-meeting them, post-meeting them, and then when you go under contract and beyond. All of those things now, operationally, you get to plug into and say, cool, I've got Powered By, I've got divisions that support me in that. I've got talented people that can help handle that. I get to now service my clients and my clients only.
I think the most interesting breakdown that you did for me was with the amount of listings and purchases that I help clients with in just 1 year, right? And I think we came up with the listings and the purchases together, it's about 8 hours a day worth of paperwork.
Yes.
That's paperwork.
Yes.
And if you talk to any one of my clients, they will say they feel like they're my only client, which means I dedicate that much amount of time a day to interpersonal. We're texting, we're talking, we're FaceTiming.
Right.
I'm in my car. I mean, I get gas in an extended SUV every 36 hours, minimally, full tanks of gas. So I'm not home, but yet somehow I'm doing a 40-hour week, but yet I work 7 days a week. I do 8 hours a day of paperwork and service clients.
Yes. And on top of that, all of the other stuff, the lip service, the negotiation, the procurement of new business, right? Establishing that new relationship and that new, okay, yeah, I can help you. that doesn't even include that.
Exactly.
So the 8 hours a day is simply in just one portion that we were like, hey, we got this covered for you. You don't have to touch that anymore, much less the other ones. We didn't go into marketing. We didn't go into any of the other things.
And really being with the clients is where I thrive. That's my skill set. My skill set is helping people figure out from point A to point B what's best for them. My psychology degree plugs right in.
Yes.
I couldn't be happier using that degree for anything else than to help people decipher their lives and what they need to accomplish. And then I'm there to help them. I'm not best served doing the paperwork, doing an open house sign, doing all of these things that need to be done. That's where, of course, you're coming in now to help me so I can help my clients, which is why I'm here.
Yes. And it's more fulfilling for you. Oh. And no doubt it will deliver even better service. I know you're giving great service, but even better service because they'll get more of you.
I'm going to be a bit more present, not quite as distracted. And I can really plug into them and sit quietly and calmly without feeling like I have things pulling me in 87 different directions. And I think it's going to be a better experience all around. At least for me, I'll know it's a better experience.
Yes. Yep. You'll know without a doubt. And I think that's important. This isn't about you not being able to do that stuff. Mm-hmm. Of course you can. But just because you can doesn't mean you should.
That's exactly. I'm learning to be kinder to myself.
Yes. Okay, you're a wealth of knowledge, not only in real estate, in motherhood, in family business, and all the things. If someone wants to reach out to you directly, how can they get at you?
So definitely call me.
Okay.
With my cell, 248-229-4523. Email's easy, Stephanie@MichiganPowerBrokers.com. You can message me on Facebook. And honest to God, do you know how many kids Snapchat me for their first house or their first lease? I do WhatsApp as well. So there's every single platform. You can look me up on Facebook. So it's all right there for you. I, of course, have Instagram. All you have to do is Google me. You'll see there. You can read all of my reviews to see if I might be somebody you want to work with that can help you accomplish what you need. So there's many different ways you can find me.
6 ways to Sunday. Perfect.